If I don't do it, it's very likely that within a couple days it could fully open and my water could break and we could lose both the babies. So I feel very matter of fact about it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Heather. I'm currently in week 21. Pregnant with little twins, boy and girl. This is definitely not the video I had planned for today, and I promise I am not trying to be clickbaity or annoying with this. I just have been really consistent with my upload schedule and wanted to stick to that, but this is what's going on right now. I had a totally different video planned. I was going to do a video showing you all my favorite loungewear sets that I'm currently rocking. But after my follow-up appointment with my high-risk doctor today to check on the whole cervix situation, I have to go in for surgery in the morning because we've taken a bit of a nosedive in the cerv. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, my previous video where I shared my latest update, I will link that below. I went into detail about this. Long story short, your cervix is what keeps everything closed and keeps the uterus and babies and everything up in there. And then when you go into labor and start having contractions, your uterus opens and then your water breaks and you have your babies. Well, a normal uterus is 3.5 to 4 centimeters. Mine was measuring short at like 2.5 centimeters at 19 weeks. So they had me come in the next week and it went down to like 2.1 centimeters. That was last Monday. So they started me on progesterone pills and put me on not bed rest, but couch potato rest, like really don't move, to see if that would help. And then I went in today and I am at 0.6 centimeters left. So we really went down real quick this week, and I did have a feeling that something was happening. I thought either it has something to do with the progesterone that I'm now taking and it's like the hormone is making my body do something different, but I felt way more like tightening, almost like contractions, like what I would imagine a light Braxton Hicks contraction would feel like this week. Like if I would bend down to get anything or just do any movement, it was like on my uterus. So I'm like, I just don't feel like that's normal. So my doctor is really awesome and she was like, okay, it's time to get a cerclage. And a cerclage is when they go in, you have surgery to your cervix and they stitch it around and pull and tighten it and close it up as much as possible to keep the babies in. And so closing the cervix will keep the sac that holds all the fluid up there, because otherwise once it drops it can pop and then you have to have your babies. And at 21 weeks, our twins are not viable to be able to survive outside of me yet. Probably still another like 5 to 6 weeks since they're smaller, that even if something happened, they would be able to be all good to go in the NICU. So hopefully this cerclage will do the trick. I mean, lots of women who have incompetent cervix, where it gets to this point where progesterone isn't working, they do get a cerclage. Up until 3 months ago, actually it like wasn't advised to do this in twin pregnancies, but that was based on a study done 30 years ago that did like 2 test groups, and it showed that the women who didn't get a cerclage actually held their pregnancies in longer than those who did. But 3 months ago, a new study came out that was like, that literally doesn't even make sense. And they did an updated study that showed women who were in the same situation, those who didn't get a cerclage and those who did held the baby in for an average of 6 weeks longer than those who didn't. So that's not saying 6 weeks from now I'm delivering, hopefully. It is just saying that it'll help, hopefully extend. That cerclage stays put, hopefully, until either water breaks or I go into labor, at which point they would go in and remove it. It's much easier to remove than put in. Even the actual surgery itself, it's like 15-20 minutes. I have to either go under full anesthesia or they do a spinal, which is like what they do for a C-section, where it numbs you from your waist down. And then they'd put me on some other medicine to kind of make me loopy and unaware of the fact that there's a surgery going on inside of me. So I think I'm gonna try to opt for that one if I can, but I'll talk to my anesthesiologist in the morning. I'm really feeling pretty calm about it all. I haven't cried about it. We thought this could be a possibility if things progressed negatively. We were you know, hoping that the progesterone and the bed rest was going to do the trick. They're gonna still have me stay on the progesterone because there's nothing that says that can hurt, and who knows, she said maybe it did help, maybe it would have gone like really far down, but because you were doing the progesterone, it helped a little, so we're gonna keep staying on that. But I feel okay. I know it's, you know, a surgery and there's a risk, but if I don't do it, it's very likely that within a couple days it could fully open and my water could break and we could lose both the babies. So I feel very matter of fact about it, and I'm like, do what you gotta do. I feel okay. I'm optimistic and I'm doing okay. So while you're watching this, I am at the hospital having surgery. So if you guys could just say a little prayer for these babies, for me. Again, this is routine for mothers in my situation, but the twins of it all definitely makes it more risky. There's 2 babies to be monitoring through it, and it just is a practice that hasn't been done much on twin babies, but the actual procedure itself is not any different on a twin mom versus a singleton mom. So I will keep you guys posted on my Instagram. So if you would like updates as to how my surgery is going today, please go check that out. I appreciate you all, and I will keep you posted. Thank you so much for subscribing, for following along on my Instagram, and I will see you guys for a video on Friday. Bye.